Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist. I'm joined with hubby
Okay.
and fur babies. Looking at my feet. And today we're working on the mermaid face again. I know we did it here, but now we're ready to put it on our big piece. So I'm going to tape this up. I got a lot more transferred. Oh goodness, I have to tape higher, but I still have a few things I need to transfer over. So, let me see if I can.
Morgan, no. Then be quiet.
Alright, sorry guys. I should have had this flipped already. There we go. I am going to have to move this in order to really be able to change angles and whatnot, but we'll leave this for now. And I am going to put on the 9M so I can put some little detail in the eyes first. So I'm going to heat that up to I think 3 and get that going. And remember, this is a big piece. It seems uneven. I don't know if that's because everything is being I don't know what it is. Hey Kathy, hey Sheila. Hopefully more people will come in because we've only got a couple more lives for this for everybody, and then it goes to members only lives August 2nd, and then very quick recaps for everybody else. So hopefully everybody joins in. So I think I'm going to start with the mask first because that is closest to me and I don't have to adjust anything. I have my printout right here, and you've got the color version. And last time we decided that it would be better to not outline the mask, that it would look better. See, I'm wondering if I shouldn't go ahead and angle this, which means I need to go down because right now I'm really high up, but it'll probably give me more of feeling stable, because right now I don't. I feel shaky. So sometimes, yeah, because I don't really have anything. Down here.
What happened? You got short.
Andrea, I got short. I just moved everything so that I feel, because it didn't feel stable, so I felt shaky. And we don't want to feel like that while we're burning.
So Carrie has to work. So
hey Carrie.
Carrie's got to watch on replay. So if you're watching this on replay, Carrie, hi. Sorry you got to work.
I know, it always sucks. So I'm gonna put this, I guess, right here so I can see what's going on. There we go. Because I went darker and less smooth right here. I'm not happy with it. So I'm going to have to do it on the other side, and had I not told you, you wouldn't know. There we go. Quickly get this in. I was thinking I was working on this side. That's why I did the pupil the way I did, and I just really, pupil is going to need to be fixed before I go any further. Things happen.
They happen.
They happen.
It's okay.
So I'm just very carefully not scraping a whole lot. Because remember, that always messes with the wood and it'll burn differently later. I am going to take a small piece of sandpaper and try to smooth it out just in that area. And I gotta remember to go with the grain, because if I don't, the scratches will show when I go and varnish it. So you always gotta be careful with going with the grain when sanding. I'm just gonna say that's good enough and start. I'm trying to remember, what pen did I use for the last live?
It was like the small spear.
Is that what I used?
Pretty sure. Although I'm sure chat will remind us if I'm wrong.
Well, then I'm going to switch over to the small spear because I think I'll get a better burn.
Because because when Chad had made a comment that you were using that, and that, or why were you using it? And you had answered that it was just something that you were really comfortable with.
Yeah. Well, I'm comfortable with the 9M too, but I think it'll work better on her eye.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad.
My spear shaders tend to be... See, I'm getting a smoother burn now. There we go. That feels better. Remember, he's wearing makeup.
So, what is the shader that looks a little bit more pointed and kind of almost looks like a spade?
This one? The one I'm using? This is spear shader.
No. The one I remember. Maybe I'm remembering wrong.
They're different sizes. Yeah, see, that feels much better. Now, for whatever reason, there we go. Feels softer. That's the word I think I'm looking for. It feels softer.
Could you have been using this one?
What is that, the 2? No, that's the 18. That's the spear shader. That's what I'm using now.
That's what you're using now?
The spear shader. Not the same size, but the same.
That's the one you're using.
No, I was using this one.
Oh, okay.
It was this one.
Alright.
Because this tends to be like the first spear shader I go for. Sometimes, if I'm wanting darker at a lower temperature, then I go with the extra small.
Mm.
But there we go. Get some shading in here. Alright. I feel better about this now. Yeah, I felt off. I felt off. It's weird. We get comfortable with certain pens that we use a lot. I will put more detail in her eyebrow later. Not a whole lot, because remember, it's small. And when things are small, there's hints of things, not the actual thing itself. So we gotta keep that in mind. Yep, this was the pen I used. 'Cause now I feel much more comfortable. And we're already on to the next. Oh, I'm looking at my scratch board. I'm like, how's the eye look? Well, I gotta move a little bit. So hopefully no doggies are behind me.
No, they're actually not. They're. Why are you guys up? Why are you guys all wired right now? Hmm?
Get these eyelashes in. Remember,
Why are you guys pacing around? Huh?
above the eye
What's
itself,
going on?
it's more use. And then as it gets away from the eye, then we really start seeing the eyelashes. No, child, don't be under there. You're going to have to move again. Oh, did you scare yourself?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, I keep wanting to look down here, and that is not. So right now I'm using the edge and just putting a little more texture. You see the eyebrows here are more curled. So I'm going to curl these up. That way they feel the same. Because this eye feels less open. Now in the photo, is it that way? No, it is not. Just little adjustments. shading, just the tip. Now, we see more makeup here over the eyeliner. Then we can put the shading in.
What was that?
Oh, that wasn't you?
No.
I thought that was odd.
I yawned. Okay, now I'll just sit down. Okay.
See, I like those
Time to
better.
lay down?
But I can't.
Okay, good girls.
I'm angling to the right, using the tip edge. And I'm going to use the top half flat, moving quickly, dragging down to get in the eyeshadow. See, the first time I did that scratch piece of wood had some pitting, it wasn't as smooth. I am because I'm turned going against the grain, but I don't want to keep moving the wood. Try.
I just got a notification that your prescription's ready.
Okay.
I'll pick it up today.
No.
No?
Tomorrow. Shape this makeup. Keep it around the eye. And I'm going to try to lay the eyebrows in like I did here because of the angle I'm at. A little harder. See, I am going to have to switch back over to the 9M to fix this eye to match the other eye. And how I'm going to wear puppies. See if I can angle my board like this, maybe. You know what? I'm just going to go on my lap. Wouldn't be the first time I've burned on my lap. Sometimes with big pieces, that's what we got to do. Alrighty.
Oh, I see. You're letting the bottom edge of the board sit on your knees?
Yeah, it's on my leg. So that I can get
Wanda's here.
Hey Wanda, the angle that I want. Just because I'm trying to even out these and make them as similar as I can get them. But I just realized, didn't we? Yeah, I left those open, the pupils open.
Oh.
It's okay. It wasn't like overly open. Just trying to darken it up right here along the mascara line. That's where the eye would be darker in the makeup. Right along there. Just at the base of the eyelashes. Which might be a little harder for guys in general who don't wear makeup. It'd be a little bit of a practice. And women, but not all. Not every woman wears makeup. But I want her eyes lighter. That's what I'm trying. That's why I put a harsh line around the iris that kept the iris light. This is not erasing. I'm a bit shaking, I'm sorry.
That's not too bad.
Okay, I'm not trying to move the board.
No, you can see what's going on very clearly.
Okay, oops, I went over too far there. There we go. I gotta put her makeup on over here. Trying to look at a bigger or smaller photo because my big one is covering. So her dark makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here. Yes, so okay, it's off camera, not in anybody's way. And we've got a big shadow right here.
Spence is here.
Hey, Spence.
He's not sure how long he's going to be on because he's getting his internet worked on.
Oh. Well, hopefully they work quickly. Now that I'm at this angle, I can look a little bit better. Makeup. Because the eyeshadow on the lid is darker. Comes under. No.
She just heard some thunder.
Is it thunder?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good, because it's humid today. Alright, darker here. And then the top half of the tip, trying to go flat. That's a darker. There we go. Feeling a little bit better about this now. Let's see.
Actually, it sounds like a garbage truck.
Big trash. Alright.
Big trash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean bulk?
Mm-hmm. There we go. Darken her eyebrows a little bit, and then I can move on to the nose. I do want to work on her face. So I'm actually going to go back down to 3 because this is a pretty dark shadow, but I don't want to start off too harsh. So I'm going to pull the heat from my tip. And I'm going to start where I've already burned, and I'm going to go flat. I know it's not very dark. I can always darken it up. Harder to lighten. Keep it flat. Now, I've always put dots where the shading is, so I know it's different from the actual lines of things.
Mm.
The more visuals you can give yourself, the more you'll kind of relax. You won't feel like you screwed up everything. Lighter, so I'm flat, moving quicker. Bring it under here. All this is shaded. Into her cheek, and then I can lighten that and come around. And flat still. You see, we have more shading over here because the mask is curved. And it's receiving less light. And we want that curve to show, because then it doesn't feel flat. If we don't get the curve in whatever we're working on, it will feel more flat.
Mm.
So, and that's part of getting the perspective on a piece. And then I can always go back and darken to give it more shape. So even if you're working in just a regular portrait and the woman's wearing makeup, the person's wearing makeup in that piece, this is how you would do it for that piece. Then I can come back and do little shading here and there. Now the bridge of the nose has a highlight, so I don't want to lose that. You just need to pay attention for that shadow, because no faces are flat. So it's going to have light hitting it in different places, even if it's only one light source. So that part needs to be lighter though. So I'm actually going to bump down to 2. Pull the heat from my tip by touching down on my scratch piece of wood. Curve it around. So right now I'm completely flat, moving quickly. Now I can erase. You can see what it looks like. I could even take my white, where's my brush? Take my white charcoal pencil and just highlight that area just so my brain sees this is where my biggest highlight is. I'm not going to push hard, but I am going to rub it into the wood. And we can put some white that goes in the eyes. Just so we can see how everything's looking. Does it feel like a woman's face with makeup?
I mean, yeah.
No, that's what we're looking for right now.
Oh.
Just push a little bit into the grain. Now I'm thinking, well, the shadow still needs to go darker, but I think I can move on. I don't think I need to stay right here. So I'm going to move over, and I know this is a weird angle, but I'm hoping that you'll see how the tip is resting on the wood, and I'm actually going to tape up this reference so I can move my hand. This is going to fall, so I'll take it down. I'm just going to tape this up long enough. There we go. Is that casting too much of a shadow? No. Okay. So now we're doing, her eye is even smaller. Even though I tried to make these close, this is forward a little bit, so that's why the eyes would be a tiny bit bigger. And I think it's still big enough that I can go in with the 18 small and sculpt, because basically what this is going to be, with the details so small, it's more sculpting what I want your eye to see, perceive it as, versus all that detail. And I do want her eyes to be even lighter. So I'm using just the edge. I'm going to have to angle just slightly. You can see I wrote, oops, a little long there. A bit shorter. I'm just using my tip. She has a lot of makeup on it too. So I can actually kind of hide some of what I did. I want her eyes to glow. You gotta be careful. I'm getting the shape right. I'm actually gonna bump down, back down to 2, so I have a little bit more control. And I don't mess up the shape. I'm a little thick on here, but I think maybe if I go thicker, her eye might glow better. I had actually thought about giving her more of a cat-shaped pupil,
Yeah.
but I don't know, would that...
I think if you keep the eye pale like that, I think that does the same thing.
Okay. No, I want her eye to be, I do want it to be pale.
Yeah, I think that does the same thing for the
Okay.
picture.
Makes it dynamic enough?
I believe so. I feel like that.
Remember, we don't see a lot of hairs on the under eye. So how's that eye glowing on the screen? What I can do is I can quickly, where's my little eraser? Guess I could use a little piece. I'm going to erase right here and see how I can shape it with the white. That way I can see how much adjust.
What are you guys doing? You guys
No.
snoring?
No. Then so I will thin this out a little bit. With the knife, because I feel like, and I do have that little, it's gonna be hard to,
What is that?
it's been all over Facebook. There's like tons of advertisements for it. I don't have anything in right now, but it's a little handheld, rotary tool.
Mm.
So I could always, if I wanted to, go in and fix the eye, but I don't know that I'm going to need to. And their advertisements, I have a lot of people more new to burning using them. I don't know how well it's going to work out. I'm going to switch over and fix that pupil. So I'm switching back over to the 9M. I don't want it to be an awkward pupil. Even if I'm going with round, it needs to be round.
Yeah.
So we're going to fix that just a little bit. I think I'll go just up against the base to darken the makeup. It does need some shadow below the eyelash, just a little bit, so that it reads right. So I'm switching back over to the 18 small. I'm going to bump it down to 2.5, so it's a little darker. I'm just going to put a little bit of shadow right at the top. It's going to be hard to see. And we have makeup. So just the end of the tip. Then going quickly and getting the shading in. Get the crease in. And I'm gonna say, because her hair is red, tonal wise, her eyebrow is a little lighter than this one. I just haven't darkened that one out. So I'll just put this in as a placeholder. You can always adjust it. Sometimes getting the eyebrow wrong can really throw the piece off.
Mm-hmm.
The face, at least.
Yeah.
So we do have to be careful with that. You see, her makeup doesn't go all the way to the eyebrow itself. So I'm going to go flat, oval strokes, and just kind of smear it out, blur it out. There we go. Down to her nose, just the tip. Now, because of the stick for the mask, we don't see the other nostril. So we don't have to worry about that. I am going to turn down to 2. Actually, I'm going to switch it back over to the 9M, go back up to 3, because I want to put the gap into the teeth real quick, and that's going to be easier with the 9M. Just because it's a small area. And let's see here. Yeah. It'll be nice when I finally get to transfer all this and get the pattern off of it.
Yeah.
Alright. So her teeth are supposed to be spiky. Let's see, how far did I go? Okay. That's it. What do you think? Oh. Don't get shaky. Now I can switch back over to the 9M, 2.5, and put the put her lips in real quick. See, it's all small areas, so we don't have to have everything exactly right. We just have to have the illusion of it being right. So flat tip, shape the lip. There's always a shadow. Over the lips, sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's smaller, depending on both the shape of the lip and where the light source is coming from. So we have more of a shadow up top and at the bottom. And I'm actually going to go down to 2. Because I'm using the tip, just the tip, it's going to burn darker. I feel like I got the shape a little wrong. Using just the edge, I'm twirled to the left so that I can get in closer. Now I'm flat. And I very quickly just put in the tone of the lips. See, I needed to angle this way. Smooth it out at the bottom. And go lighter. And she has shading on the nose.
It's already looking really good.
Let's see. This is all shading, so sometimes it can be hard to understand. If you're just looking at it, I need to reshape her nostril with the dark, but this is fine. And got some shading there. Now she has shading under the eye. I guess with her being a mermaid, I guess we wouldn't put the freckles in. Well, I guess I could actually, because she's up on a rock. And if she's in the sun, she would freckle. right?
Yeah.
So right here. And again, we just want hints so it reads right. I don't feel like her nose is reading right. Yeah, I'd say the nose is a hard one right here. Yes, the tip, small oval strokes, trying to shape it. Now I have to decide based on how I have this mask, how much of a shadow and where it's protruding. I think we went underneath, didn't we? Yep. Looks like we did. We went underneath. So I'm flat, top half of the tip, butting up right against my mask line. And it actually can go up to 2 3/4, I'd say. I'll fix the nose in a minute. Let's get the shading in to shape her face. Trying to keep flat because I'm going across the grain, so I don't want the tip to grab.
Pearl's here.
Hey, Pearl. Now, I think on the scales, I might actually mix some, I went blank on the shiny stuff.
Shiny stuff.
Yes, little bottles. I've used them before.
All of the shiny stuff.
I went blank.
It's in the ceiling
No.
layer, or is it an actual paint?
No, it's a powder.
Powder.
Used in like your dice. Because I'm totally blank.
Glitter?
It's not glitter.
Diamond dust?
Not diamond dust.
Mica? Powder?
Thank you. Yes, mica powder.
Oh.
I went totally blank on that.
Carmen
Hey, Carmen.
is here.
Get my shadow under her.
Valarie finally showed me a picture of Carmen. And
Now you can put a name, a face to the name.
put a face to the name. Yep.
Anyway, I'm gonna take the mica and mix it in with my varnish and paint on the areas of the scale, I think, with the mica powder.
Oh, okay.
So that, but not a whole lot, just enough to make it feel iridescent.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. The super toasties, will see it. We'll do it on camera. Shaping her face. We have more light on this side. It's more dark over here. See, she has more of a square face. So I need to make sure I pay attention to getting that shape right.
Yeah.
See, even here is darker, so, and more flat oval strokes. Slow down a little bit to allow a darker stroke. Because right here is the darkest part on the reference. That I've got real dark, so this needs to be just as dark. Because in the reference, this is actually lighter. But I went a little heavy. But I think that's okay. I think it's more dynamic. Oh, it's poking me. Let me angle this more.
Kathy says, oh, wait, Burl says first. Burl says we're having a rare day of summer today. Yesterday they had a fire going in the fireplace. So tired of cold weather. Kathy says, I love mica powder. I use it on winged creatures all the time.
Cool.
Now, Kathy, are you using art on winged creatures, or are you throwing it at winged creatures? Like, be beautiful. Be mystical.
I don't think he's throwing it at winged creatures. Just trying to get this darker. I can always come back. In fact, I'm going to move on.
That's not an imitation of Kathy I was doing. That's just how I would do it.
So I'm just going to show real quick. Correct angle. We're getting a face. Look at that.
Yeah, it's looking good.
We're starting to get a face. I think I'm going to... What part of the face do you guys want me to do next? Do you want me to work... excuse me. On the hairline area. And remember, I've changed her hair. I've got two different hairdos on here. Her gills are right here. Her hand, I changed the nails on the hands. And I think I'm actually going to keep those light. I can always paint the nails.
Okay.
With the mica to go along with the scales. And I think that will read better. Because when we were doing the practice, I think the dark just makes it a mess.
Yeah.
So if I keep the nails light and the skin around her darker, and then use the same mica powder that I have on her scales on her nails, I think it will read better that way.
Okay.
I think that's the way I'm going to go with that. So let's see, where are we at? Oh, they haven't told us yet if they want hairline. Oops, let's go up. If you guys want hairline or if you want gills.
Yeah.
That's where, take a look, see if there's, I mean, he's got all kinds of freckles up here. I haven't decided if I want the freckles. I don't think it's a big deal either way. Looking at the sepia photo, let me pop that up real quick. Looking at the sepia photo, the they don't stand out as much, and I don't know why. My brain just keeps like blinking. Freckles. Bugging me.
Well, Kathy says looking great. It
Thank
also
you.
says hairline.
Hairline. Alrighty, let's go up to the hairline. I am going to take this further
Carmen
up.
says hairline. So 2 votes for hairline.
Well, then we go to the hairline.
Wanda says I bid hair.
Okay. Well, we have
Seems
hair.
like unless chat goes the opposite direction really quickly, suddenly and unexpectedly,
We're at the hair.
it looks like hairline.
Alright.
Yeah.
Make sure. So she has red hair. So it's a negative burn of where the darks are. That is the easiest way to shape the lighter hair, is negative burn around it.
Carmen says I don't think a mermaid would have freckles. Sheila says hairline. Well, they could also just be her natural coloring, you know.
It could.
And like a lot of predatory fish, you know, they have certain coloring to attract different, you know, animals, prey. So those might look like freckles, but they might not be freckles.
It could be part of, that's a good point. It could be part of her fish pattern.
Could be sailor bait.
Only if the sailors are into freckles, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm right up against the hairline. Right now I'm more flat and just shaping.
Man, Barrow. She says her average is about 60 something F. And she says it's cold. That's like perfect weather.
Yeah.
It's like 17, which is like above 60. So it's like 65 degrees right there.
Alrighty. See, we're just right up against.
Burl's got a different definition of warm and cold. I know she likes hot weather, so. Burl says water spots instead of freckles.
Yeah, it could be. Oh, so you're saying like putting drops of water, but then the hair needs to also.
No, I think she's just saying that water spots is what they are.
Got it.
Kathy says, Burl, it's going to be 107 here today.
Oh, the temperature went down there.
But Burl would probably like that, I have a feeling.
It's always easier when you don't live there. Alrighty. So now her forehead, I'm going to go flat. Doing my ovals.
Wanda says our temperatures have been in the hundreds for several weeks now, with several of those being 110 plus. Which I know where Wanda lives. She lives in hell.
It's called Arizona.
I know.
Alright, so right up against it. Now the forehead is also going to have shape to it. So I have to pay attention to that. Because it's rounded. We have to remember that. So I'm completely flat. Going across the grain. But I'm also trying to go up and down at the same time. I know that's confusing. But I'm trying to follow the shapes.
Burl says that they're having a cold summer.
I would take a cold summer.
Burl strikes me as the kind of person that likes hot weather, by ocean, steel drums playing in the background, and like Mai Tais or something being brought to her. Correct me if I'm wrong, Burl. I think I know you.
You forgot the Cabana Boy.
I thought it, but I wasn't going to say it.
You forgot the Cabana Boy.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Alrighty.
Yes, Wanda, it was in the 70s. It's been a little bit more hot and humid here lately, though.
Yeah, we've been getting up to
It's been getting in
89.
80, yeah, almost close to 90.
Mm-hmm. You don't have air conditioning, just like Europe knows, because Europe's going through a heat wave right now. Alrighty. The face is slowly starting to come together.
I think so. I think it looks really good.
Until I get other areas in, it's hard to know how dark to go here without having the hair, because that is going to make a difference. I need to drink my throat.
Burl says, in regards to what I said, she says, you got that right, but it's margaritas.
Yes, she would be down on the beach in Mexico.
I gotcha.
Yep. So we're going to quickly, on the gills, I've got to figure out which part I want light and which part I want dark. What I'm going to do is take my pencil so that I can put in some lines just to know where what's what. Because even on transferring, I was kind of having a hard time seeing the difference.
Carmen says it's looking great.
Thank y'all. Alright, so now I've got where my lights are going to go. Where my darks are. The lights are the lights aren't going to be this bright. It's just so I don't lose it when I put it in my darks.
It's looking really good.
See, I can see just how I have it separated. And this is hair back here. darker hair. I'll put that in, which also allows me to shape the face. I do have an ear. I was trying to decide if I wanted the ear. I think it helps in the movement of the hair. Actually, though, I changed the hair, which means kind of lost the ear. So that's, I'm going to have to make a decision on that.
Well, this does nice work, though.
There we go. And bring down shading. And we have a gill. And now I'm touching down where it's already dark because I have her throat muscles to define. So I'm flat. Let's see, it goes to right here. See, I lifted up too long, so my pen has completely recovered its heat. So again, I'm going to touch down in a darker area that I've already burned. Huh?
Her last comment.
I know. Sometimes I miss Washington, but I love my mountain. And when it snows, we get much more snow here.
You just go live on Mount St. Helens.
I don't know if they'd let us.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Shade this out. See, our highlight is right here, but what I need to make sure is I have the shape of her neck right because of how she's angled.
Okay, I will horrify you. I have the heat on in my soap room.
I'd much rather have the heat on. Because we got a heater.
Yeah.
We don't have an air conditioner.
We kind of do.
No, we don't. Oh, yeah, our bedroom.
Yeah.
But that doesn't help with the rest of the house.
Burl says you could live in the Cascades.
Even though we don't have all our kids here with us, we do at least have our grandkids 2 hours away. Up there, we didn't. Alright, so remember on her boobie, I haven't transferred the plants yet. I've got the plants and the shells and a little bit more hair to transfer, and then I'm done transferring it. So I kind of need to skip this area. Her arm here also has plants, so kind of need to skip that area. We have a rock behind here. We have her hair. Why don't we work on the hair? So I'm going to go flat and drag. And I can angle my pen to get closer areas. Shaded. Come on, work with me. And get in these shadows, because the hair is gonna have shadows. See right here, the hair curved. There we go. Just reshape that. Bring it out. Sometimes this is where the color photo helps. I haven't, so I'll switch back over to the color photo so it's easier for you guys to see. And you let me be off camera.
Huh?
You let me be off camera.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
was like way up here. I was working up here.
I was rereading chat. Sorry. My bad. Sorry, chat.
Cat just hadn't gotten to the point of yelling at you yet.
Yep.
Alright, so now
They'll get there.
I have the camera in my face. Back it out a little bit. East of Flagstaff.
Yeah,
East. That's not Winslow. East of Flagstaff.
East.
Well, no, yeah. It'd be Winslow area. Out by Crater.
That's what I was thinking.
Alright, so I'm going to drag flat. Remember, we don't want to put every single hair in, because then it looks very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Happy Jack. Oh, okay.
Happy Jack isn't 60 miles. Happy Jack, I'll have to look. Because there's a Happy Jack down there too.
Ah.
Happy Jack Road. That's maybe what I'm thinking. I'll have to see what Happy Jack is, because I don't know up here. Oh! Happy Jack. That's on the way to Payson, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it 60 miles?
I guess.
Yeah, that's southeast of Flagstaff. That's what threw me off. That's what threw me off.
Clint Wells.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know exactly now.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I was thinking out towards Meteor Crater, because that's east, following the 40. But you're talking southeast on the way to Payson. Yep. Alright, see, I'm just shaping the hair. I do need to leave some area for highlights. I haven't upped my heat yet. I am still at 2 3/4. But when I pull my tip slower, it goes darker, and I'm angling to the left just to get a little bit more of a harsh yet shaded line. And then angle my tip to the right to shape. Right up against the mask to get that shadow it would create within the hair. And this is what lifts off the mask from the hair. So it needs to have a darker line so that it reads as shading on the hair. So now I'm just on the tip, going right up against that mask line.
That's really cool.
We need it. And so the shadow would be smaller right here at the nose where it folds or where it curves up. So we need to have an area where it's small and then make it bigger here. And that gives us the bend shape. Do we see how it's bending more? That illusion. And then it would be even bigger over here. Remember, the hair is coming over the arm. So just big strokes just to start laying the hair in. I don't want it to look too scraggly. And to get scraggly hair, that's when we put in a lot more individual hairs or furs. That's what makes it scraggly looking.
Yeah.
But if we want smoother hair, we have defined shapes or clumps of hair without overly defining lines.
Kathy says it looks so awesome.
Thank you.
Carmen says it makes the mask stick out.
Yeah, see, it just pops right up, but we can also see the curve of the nose for the mask. It's not a flat mask, so we really want to see that curve. In fact, this side will be darker, even more.
How much longer are you going?
What are we? Oh, we're already at an hour. Alrighty. So next week, what are we going to work on next week? Take this off. Pop it up here. See, I'm going to have to pop my seat up, or they won't be able to see me. Sorry, puppies. And not hit the camera. I'm graceful. I can do this.
Sure you can.
Alright, let's angle it the right way so you guys can see it. There we go. Pop this off. See, I want to pull it out further so you can see. Yeah. No, cancel. Go away. Thank you. The tail included, but it's like, you know what? I gotta get off my chair to do this so we can start seeing it together. This is how big this thing is that my camera is not going to give me the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's see here. This is us. There we go. Okay, there it goes. I was zoomed in. That's the problem. Alrighty. So that gives you a better idea of how big this piece is. And this is just her. There's still more up here and more down here. That's how big. That's how big he is. He's coming together. Things have to be darker, but we are starting to see a form.
Yeah.
And that is where I want it to be. So, let's see here. I'm trying to think. The lives go member only. August 2nd. I'm pretty sure that's August 2nd. August 2nd. Checking my calendar. Yep, August 2nd. So I want to make sure we get the important stuff in for the full live of people who might be interested. Although last week's live hasn't even hit 100 views yet.
Right.
My channel is dying. But I did put a standalone speed video up on the Corvus Nebula, and I worked hard on that video.
It's an awesome video.
Yeah, well, that's not the response I'm getting.
It's awesome.
Sorry, frustration talking. A lot of hard work. There it is. Her face was looking up. So I think what we will do next week is I will have the plants in, and we will sculpt her body and the plants. I think that's what we'll do next week.
Okay.
And that gives us how many lives after that? See you next week. Oh, no.
Or is that the last one?
That's the last one. I guess we'll look at the big ghost face.
Okay.
Yep. We will work on the big ghost face. Because I don't know what else people as a whole would be interested in. I've done rocks, so I don't have to worry about rocks for people. I've done hair. I think the face is for more people to be comfortable with the face. So I think maybe that's the route we need to go. So we will work on her face.
Kathy saw your video. So
I know. Thank you. You said it, Carmen, and hopefully Burl finally watched it. All right.
Burl's got no time to watch. She's too busy being cold in Canada.
Not in Canada.
British Columbia.
Did you miss reading something to me? Carmen's like wagging her proverbial finger at you. Did you miss something? You told me about the mask.
I'm looking. I may have missed something.
Well, I know she watched the Corvus Nebula, and I showed how I did the diamond dust. That was one thing that Carmen was interested in. Got that done. I water over here out of the way.
Oh,
people.
she just said time flies when you're focused, when they're focused on what you're doing.
Yeah, it is. Can you send me an email when lives change? Yes, Kathy. I absolutely can. It'll be a post. Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking through through the Ko-fi? Send you a message or an actual email? Because if it's an actual email, I need your email address. So if you can just message that through Ko-fi, I will put it into my list, and absolutely, I will email you when that all changes. Absolutely. Plus, there will be a post in Ko-fi. So you don't... I will make sure you hear me yelling. I don't want anybody to miss out.
I'm looking.
Oh, yeah. I know Carmen mentioned it. She left
I'm sorry, I must have missed that, Carmen. I thought I saw all of yours.
No, he commented on the video too. Thankfully. He was very appreciative. I'm proud of that piece. In fact, this Thursday, we are both back up at the Coconino Center of the Arts to do a informal speaking about our piece this Thursday for members only of Coconino Creative Flagstaff and Coconino Center of the Arts. So we get to go talk about our art on Thursday. Mm-hmm. And then I get to explain to people that it's burned, not painted, because of how everything looks. It almost looks like it's painted. And I have to make sure people understand I burned it with hot air. Just hot air. I was very proud of myself.
And a lot of wire. Well, fiber optics.
Oh, and that's in the... Yeah. I learned a lot from that piece. Yeah. I appreciate it, Sheila. I know you're resting, Sheila. You keep resting and healing. Mm-hmm. That's what I care about for Sheila, is resting and healing. That's the most important thing for Sheila. Everybody else, I want you burning. But Sheila, I want you healing. We need our Sheila fully back.
Carmen has a question.
Yes. Is working on a black and white picture make it harder to do a face? I wouldn't say it makes it harder to do the face. It can be visually confusing on different avenues of the face, different areas, because the tonal values are going to match, and so sometimes it can be hard to see where one thing stops and the other one begins. And that's why I recommend colors, so you can see where things are at. The black and white and or sepia or a monotone version of your photo is just so you can see the tone. So you can see that maybe the hair is just as dark as another part of your piece or fur. And that's what the black and white and or monochrome is for. The color is, I transfer, or I make my outline with color, and then I have a color piece photo just so I can see what is what and where. Like, tonal-wise, I'm trying to think of an example. Well, I have my mermaid printed out here in sepia and color. I'm trying to see what is it, because this is a completely different color because it came from someplace else. That stands out more. But let's say, well, the gills versus the hair versus the hand. I can see the gills more here versus they blend into the hair here. So that's where the color is more helpful to see what is what. I can see where the gills are different from her neck, whereas tonally the gills and the hair kind of mold into each other. So that's why having the color helps me to discern. I mean, you can go just based off the monotone, black and white, sepia, what have you, and just blend it the way you see, or shade it the way you see it there, but you might get a little, it might be easier to get a little lost based off of the monotone photo, whereas the color keeps your brain engaged and showing you what part is what. So that's why I recommend having both. And that's why I show you guys both. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And I didn't lose anybody but myself on that walk?
Just you.
I just lost myself on that walk?
Yep.
Ah, I've been having a day. Alrighty. Do we have anything else? Portrait of my grandfathers in black and white. They didn't have color back then. Good point. And it can't. And the same with my grandmother. My grandmother's piece that I still need to finish is also in black and white. And with that, what I did, because I draw my outlines in either Photoshop or on my tablet through Sketchbook Pro. Adobe, not Adobe, Autodesk Sketchbook Pro. I keep my reference photo with my outline printed out as a reference. That way my lines are telling me this, that, and the other on the photo, because I don't have the color to tell me that.
Thank you, Kathy.
So that's how I do it for that. I don't have anything that I can just grab and show you when I'm talking about.
Sorry.
Okay?
Yeah.
You could also just print out your black and white and draw your lines directly onto your printout, and that can help too, just so you have a visual of when areas change. Because you're right, the older photos were all in black and white or sepia, and we don't have the benefit of color for that.
Nope.
Alrighty. You know what to say with me. Don't forget to hit thumbs up, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Say it with me. You're awesome. You can do this. Why? Because you're a pyro artist. Happy burning, guys. Bye. Why do I feel